Hello, welcome to today's workout. My name's Kim. Today's workout is totally seated in the chair and we're going to concentrate on the breath and moving with the breath. Now what I'd like you to do to start with is to get yourself into a good posture. I'm going to go through it very, very quickly. If you need to see a little bit more, there is a video on the posture. But watch centre of the hips, centre of the knees, ankles are under the knees, watch your knees aren't dropping in or dropping out. Feet are pointing forward, hip width apart. If you're unsure, feet together, toes out, heels out. Look down, check you haven't got one leg further forward than the other. Check your toes aren't turning out. Sit nice and upright. And we're going to start with a little bit of mobility first. So just breathe naturally. If you can breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, that's great. We're going to be looking at that shortly. So I'm going to turn to show you what I'm doing. I'm allowing my pelvis to tilt backwards as my back rounds and tilt forward as it arches. You might find that your movement is a lot smaller than this. What I'm trying to do here is just stretch the muscles in the lower back and open up the lower body. Now let's sit tall and I'm going to get you to circle the shoulders. Let's start by circling them forward. You can do whichever version feels good for you. You can circle the elbows, you can circle the full arms, or just the shoulders. And we're going to finish going backwards because backwards is likely to put our shoulders in a position we want them to be. Now here, try and avoid lifting the chest as you do this because I'm wanting to stretch across the front of the chest and just open up the upper body area. Let's talk a little bit more about the actual breath now. So as I said, we breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. If you can't breathe in through the nose, then obviously you're going to breathe in and out through your mouth. But the nose hairs filter the air as you breathe in. So if you can, it's worth trying. I'd like you to place your fingers, if you can, or your forearms, if that's not comfortable, on your rib cage and feel whether or not your rib cage is breathing. Your rib cage is expanding as you breathe in and out. Now if it isn't, if your shoulders are lifting up and down, you're breathing shallowly across here, we want to make that breath come from this sort of area. So I want you to imagine you're trying to breathe into this area in the back of the lower ribs as you breathe in. So if you can comfortably hold, feel as you breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And if you're sitting at home on your own, you can make as much noise as you want. If you feel a little bit lightheaded, make that breath a little smaller. But just keep the breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Let's start with a little movement with the breath. So breathe out as you lift. We tend to breathe out on effort because it does help engage the core muscles. It just starts that engagement. Breathing out as you lift the arm, in as you return. Now as you do this movement, two things I want you to concentrate on. One is that you're moving with the breath and you're trying to make that breath as long and strong as you can. But also, you're trying to keep the shoulders still. You're not going to lift the chest. You're going to take the arm just as far as it comfortably will. So if you can't get the arm up here, then you keep it to here. Your workout, your body. Listen to what it's telling you. Feel what's happening, breathing in through the nose as you come down. You're not moving with me, you're moving with your own breath, so breathing out as we lift. And I'm going to change that movement. We try and do the same amount on both sides. We're trying to keep the body as even as possible. For the next movement, let's take both arms up to the centre and out to the side. And feel that stretch across the chest. Again, trying not to lift the chest, just as far as is comfortable for you. Breathing in as you come down. Breathing out. Breathing in as you stretch. Breathe out. again, this is another one it's worth looking at in front of the mirror to see that the arms are the same height and try and get them the same height. So you're breathing deep into the back of the rib cage. Okay, let's change that movement. We're going to slide the right leg forward and bring it back. So with the breath, breathing out as you take it away, keeping those tummy muscles engaged. Let's add an opposite arm float. And as you come back, you're trying to make sure those feet are in alignment, the legs stay hip width apart, and avoiding lifting the chest. So I'm getting you to really concentrate on doing two things together here. So again, make sure you've done the same number on each side. So we're going to finish with the left leg forward, right leg up. And none of my workouts would be complete without a little bit of work for our legs, but I promised it would be purely seated today. So what I'm going to suggest you do, if you know your legs aren't very strong, you're going to want to hold the side of your chair. I'm going to hold mine anyway. I don't embarrass myself that way. And I want you to lift your knee and hold it. And if you can, straighten the leg out. If it's too much, keep that leg bent. Really, it's just about getting this muscle here working. Keep breathing. So don't hold your breath while you're doing this. It's very important you keep breathing. When you've had enough, take that leg back down. Let's change sides. We're going to do 3 on each side. So do it in your own time. If you just need to hold it there, fine. If you're able to, by extending the leg out, you extend the amount of weight on that muscle. It's having to hold it up a lot more, and you're going to work it that bit harder. But don't overdo it. If you're really new to this and you're finding it hard just lifting the leg up in this position, then that is fine too. And release. And lift. So we do one more each side. Out as you lift up, but keep breathing in and out. And you're thinking about your posture throughout as well. Watch you're keeping your head up, chin retracted, spine in neutral, up, and take that foot back down. Last one, well done. Again, if you can't straighten the leg out, don't worry. But we're trying to do the same amount on both sides. So if you've got a weakness one side, don't just do the strong side and hold the strong side out. Let's try and keep the body evenly balanced from side to side. It's going to avoid injuries, it's going to help avoid falls. And when you've had enough, release and just move through the feet. Just getting a little bit of mobility through the ankles as well. If you find them feel a bit stiff, give them a little bit of a circle too. And let's just go back for one last breathing movement. So breathing in, breathing out as you take the arms either to the side or above your head. Now remember, if you've got blood pressure problems, you might not want to be taking your hands above your head. So if you've got uncontrolled blood pressure, please keep the arms at shoulder height. Breathing out as you lift, either to shoulder height, or if you're younger and it's only a lower body injury that's stopping you doing some of this, then you can take the arms above your head. Remember, that breath is coming right down into the rib cage. You're just moving the arms as far as is comfortable. We're trying to keep them even both sides. Again, really good one to do in front of the mirror to see if there's an imbalance in your body. Taking the arms up to shoulder height. I'm going to take little fingers forward, so I'm turning my hands over and touching my little fingers at the front, and then I'm turning the hands back and opening up through the shoulders and stretching across the chest. I'm really stretching through the middle of the back, and I'm stretching through the chest. And this is purely the arms moving. Try and keep the upper back still so that you get the best stretch across. Well done, everyone. Bye for now. See you in the next workout.